Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my Rail Route Let's Play. Now, thank you very much for your comments on this series. It has been fantastic to see them on there. And I do read them all, and I try and respond to as many as I can as well. Now, just bear in mind that I do record a couple of weeks in advance of when you see the videos. That's to give me a buffer to get everything working all cool, but also gives me some flexibility in my life. So if I need to take a week off, or I'm busy one week, or I've got this, then I'm able to do that. So, bearing that in mind, I am going to go ahead and extend this line. I haven't seen any comments about any preference about which way the viewers would like me to go, so we're going to come all the way out to the left here, through Green Street and into Ashfield. I don't know why, we just are. It just seems to be, it'd be nice to have an end-to-end system. And then I think if we can, oh hang on, I heard a plinky plonky noise. So we've got a train waiting here, but it's not going to be waiting for long. Look, there we go. We've got a train pulling in there. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. It's not a problem. See, when I hear the plinky plonky notifications in my ear, it makes me know, something's waiting somewhere, and that's not good. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go shopping for platforms. Now we need to increase our maximum station limit. I knew this was going to happen at some point, so we're going to have to go to the upgrades. And dispatcher version 2. Now it's only 15 green experience to increase the number of platforms there. That's fantastic. Now what have we got left? We've got nothing on that screen to upgrade, nothing on that screen to upgrade, nothing on that one. So it is just this screen, and we can afford to do corridor tracks, the fastest, most brilliant track available, which means we've only got these two here left to unlock, which we will do sometime soon, as soon as we got it. That'll be brilliant. So now we can purchase these lines, and I think, looking at this, I think if we keep the bottom line dedicated to going down to is that Patrick? Patrick. There's not double T and there's an R in there. Patrick. Yeah, so if we keep that dedicated for going down there, and the top one dedicated for going further up, we'll just use the middle ones for now. The middle three. Interesting. Maybe we'll have to just do two? I can't sell them again, so let's buy these. Now at Ashfield, we've just got all the platforms, so I guess we'll start with... We could use one for parking freight in, I suppose, but there we go. It's going to cost us a lot on the signals, but never mind. We're going to start with the cheapest track first and then sort it all out after. So this is a bit different. We've got a gap between our auto blocks here. So what if we do something like this to begin with? Then something... Can we go from... We can't go diagonal through that diagonal. Okay, what if we don't do that? Let's bring that back. How close to the signal block can I can come to there? So I guess that means we could do this if we need to. Okay, that works. And then can I cross here? I can cross there and into here. Okay, so there we go. It's not symmetrical and it's a little bit wobbly, but it works. And what we can do is we can have non-stopping lanes on the inside, and yeah. So we have a stopping, non-stopping. So the exits are going to be this one and this one. And then we'll just have that bottom one as a freight. We'll need auto signals on here, but I'll save my money for now. Then Queen Street, I think we're going to try and keep this quite neat. Just have two as a through station. And then we'll figure out something different for the future, maybe? Okay, so we'll do that. And then we have to connect this up. So we'll come out there. And I guess let's come straight up and in for now. And we'll adjust this as we go, because we're going to have to change things around to enable us to go to these different stations later on. But for now, this will do. I will actually make a couple of changes. I've just noticed that that will fit quite nicely like this, and there's plenty of room to knock this back one. And I'm almost certain we're going to need to do that later, so I'll do it now. I don't think we've purchased this auto block, have we? No, there we go. Alright, so we've purchased the entire line that we need to. We've got basic tracking. Haven't got auto signals everywhere yet, but let's just pop them in. So here, here. Or did I unpause the game? Yes, I did unpause the game. Good. And again, here and here. Now, ideally, we need them on the platforms that we're going to be heading this way out on. So that should do it there, I think. And we'll probably need one there as well. So the only other thing we'll... Oh, hang on. Here, we'll need them here too. There we go. So the only other thing we need now is sensors. And we've only got 19 grand. So it's time to check out contracts. And ideally, we want contracts for going this entire length. So let's have a look. Well, it's a contract for £1,000. I'm not interested at the moment. We need more money. We've got an intercity service, but it uses platforms that we don't have. We'll have to say goodbye to that for now. We've got a commuter service to Glasgow Central and back, which is only £1,000. We're not having that. We're going to get that to go. An intercity service to the centre of Glasgow. We're not interested in that right now. Thank you very much. Build a coach yard. No coach yards yet right now. Right, what's this one? Whifflet, Newton, Whifflet. Okay, again, not interested in that right now. Thank you very much. Okay, we've got trains waiting. And I guess that this is just a situation where... can I adjust the timetable so that it just kind of leaves a little bit earlier? Bridgeton. We leave Bridgeton at... Which one is this train? We leave platform 3... 5:18. I'm not sure about that. And now this train's just sat there. Well, come on. You need to go to here. Have I not set that up in the departures? Oh, look, the departure sensor hasn't got it. Okay, so we need to say that if you're going to Newton, depart and come to this signal. Okay, so that was kind of... That wasn't a blockage of the trains and the timetable issue. That was a sensor, departure sensor that I missed. Right then, Bridgeton, Queen Street, Bridgeton. That's a terrible route and terrible price. And we don't want to build a coach yard right now. We don't want a coach yard right now. So I bought this platform. That was pointless. We've got all of these platforms. That might also have been pointless. But it's fine. This is going to be a fantastic network when we're finished with it. It's just like we're just getting started. Looking forward to getting this upgraded as well. Now with the upgrades, I'm pretty sure, like, if we upgrade this piece of track here, hang on, does it not let us upgrade? Oh, change track speed. So yeah. So that cost us £3,000 to upgrade that track. Then it'll cost us £9,000 to upgrade again. So that is 1, 2, 3 segments of track, roughly. And we can downgrade as well. Right, okay, so what we're looking for is to do the middle section. Okay, I'll have to remember that. Ideally, this whole middle section wants to be running a lot faster. Keep an eye on the contracts. We could create a new contract. Select origin. Ashford. And we've got a crate. a freight. And then select destination. Whifflet. Type. Commuter. Number. The 1245. Let's see what we can do here. I suppose, if anything, I don't really want to do this right now, because ideally I'd love an intercity service to come through here. Oh my goodness, we've got all sorts coming in. Okay, none of them are any good to us right now. That's no good. That's no good. 2 here, Whifflet to Glasgow Central. We don't really want that. We've got a lot of them. Glasgow Central. Look at that. 57,000 up to. But we don't have the platform at that station yet. Money is going to come flying in. Oh, hang on. We're going at 25 times speed. I don't want to go at 25 times speed. We've flipped to Glasgow Central. These are all repeating ones to the coach yard, and I don't want that really at the moment. There we go. It'd be nice just to have an intercity that wants to come straight through all this. And we have only got 35 grand in the bank to upgrade the trains. The trains? The tracks. I meant the tracks. Maybe we do need to accept a few more of those contracts to Glasgow Central. It would be nice if we got some from Ashfield to Glasgow Central and back again. That would kind of balance this area out a little bit, as long as we don't get the coach yard being used up too much. Because too much coach yard action is no good. No good at all. Yeah. We need to be able to route from the platform into the coach yard, which I think we can do from all of these platforms. So that's good. We've got a train coming into Glasgow Central. That's good. So this coach yard is balanced and this coach yard is balanced. Even though this one's apparently got 2 trains in it, it must have been quite unbalanced for a little while. I think we ought to start looking at where sensors are going to go on this line. So let's say, okay, we're going to need a departure sensor here. And this departure sensor will say, well, if you're going to Queen Street, head to like this block. We got a train stopped? Looks like things are flowing quite nicely. Okay, no, it looks like we're alright. And at the minute, that's the only place we go to there, so that's fine. Then the next place we'll need one is at Queen Street, and if I remember correctly, yeah, they're 20 grand a pop, and we haven't got that kind of money. So even though I saved enough money up to build the main line through to Ashfield, it's going to be a little bit expensive to automate it. But don't worry, we've got plenty of trains moving around the rest of the network, which hopefully means plenty of money coming in. Just got to make sure that all this is going as planned, and it looks like it is. We've got our Glasgow Central train now coming into platform 2. We could potentially have used platform 1 here, but it's okay. Keeps it free. Coach yard's looking fine. Contracts are empty at the moment, but we do have quite a number of contracts running. I have a funny feeling this network's going to get very busy. It may be that if we have a few intercity trains, we might have to get rid of some of these commuters on this lower line. Would be nice to do that. We can't create our own contracts for intercity. Look, commuter creation. We can create our own commuter contracts. We can't do that for intercities. It's a bit of a shame, because it'd be nice to upgrade that. Okay, no new contracts just yet, but we have got the money to put our next sensor in. So let's grab that. Pop a departure sensor in at Queen Street. So for Queen Street on platform 4, the only place they're really going to go to is Glasgow Central, and that's where we want them to route to this signal. Now I did hear some clinking and clonking on the notifications that trains were waiting. We have got a train up here waiting, and I don't know why. Okay, the routing table again is terrible. I think that train's going to Bridgeton. So let's send it out. Yeah, I think what we should do is we shouldn't need to do all others select track. I mean, what I could do is get rid of all of the entire routing table and just say others too, and then just select this track. But we'll leave it like that for now. So hopefully that didn't cause too much of a delay for that train. It is very busy round here, but it does appear as if, for the most part, we're doing alright. If a train is waiting, it's got some very short waits going on. Like, for example, this 4017 service is now waiting, but it's only waiting for just a couple of moments before it's allowed to go through. This 2779 train is waiting for quite a while, but that's only because we didn't route that train through that signal and it was delayed itself. So that should help clear things up a little bit now. No new contracts just now. Been going for a little while with no new contracts, so we just... Yep, wait, there we are. Okay, so it wants us to do a contract, and it wants to be a freight from up here down to here, and then all the way over to there. I mean, it's 21 grand, but no. There's no way that we're able to cope with that sort of contract right now. So I think with this departure sensor, I mean, anything, yeah, we could probably do with some signals actually to break up these blocks. So if we put a sensor on this corner, an auto signal there, and an auto signal here, I mean, we can't afford that right now, but it seems like a good idea. Then we can send them from Queen Street. Let's do one side at least. So if we put an auto signal there, in theory that would allow a train to come out and we could then route them into this block here. So this Queen Street sensor would actually go from, no, Glasgow Central would go to this section of track. Now this signal would just go to here, and that would just be a that would just be forever. So if I do, is it control click? There we go. We can make that route infinite. So it would just go there infinitely. Because all it's doing is forwarding on to the next section of track, which is fine. That's good. That's all it needs to do. I mean, in theory, if it's just forwarding on to the next section of track, it could be further back. But I suppose it could actually be further back. The reason why I'm just going to leave that like that now is that we're going to have some work around here anyway to bring in some of the other stations around here. I mean, this bit here looks relatively straightforward. We've got two platforms at a station going into two auto blocks. But then, like, do we come around this corner and how do we link up here? And do we just come into Queen Street? Do we not have, like, any options to go to Ashfield? We've got a freight service it's a one-off that wants to go Whifflet. Then up here to Cumberland, and then to... He wants to go to Carstairs after that, and I have no idea where that is. Oh, it's all the way down here. We can definitely not do that right now. We cannot do that. Okay, so I think now I've fixed this departure sensor, we should be okay. Let's just check some of these. Yep, that looks okay to me. Yep, that's okay. So the ones with the coach yard should have finished to. And that means when the train's finished its route, go to that coach yard. Others to is the way you send trains when they're not in the routing table. That's the difference between those two. Took me a little moment to figure out the difference between those two, but I did. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just we'll let the network run, and it's looking pretty good. And when there is a good contract for us to do, an acceptable contract where we don't have to build a new platform or build a new coach yard, we will have a look at that. Right then, folks, so we may not have a load of repeating contracts, but what we have been offered is quite a lot of intercity one-off contracts. So I thought it might be fun to try and do these today. So first up, let's do the ones that are going to be relatively straightforward. Glasgow Central from Whifflet. So all we've got to do is look for a good spot in the schedule, in the timetable, for our intercity train to come through. And I think what we'll try and do is we'll just time it right before a standard train. And we'll do this one first because it's got a lower average speed. So there we go. Let's set that onto platform 2. There we go. So we're going to have to manually allow this intercity service through our network. And it wants to go to any Glasgow platform. So we can send it into platform 5 because we're not using that for any contracts at the minute. And this intercity train should just leave before the commuter train. It might slow the commuter train down slightly, but I'm not actually that worried about that. So, is it going to get out of this segment before this train wants to leave? Well, yes, just about. It didn't quite do it. So there we go. So the train's in the block. Because we've got, oh, it's in the block and the block part. We haven't got a signal before the block. Is there a way I could improve that? I think there is actually. I was just thinking if we bring track from here to there, then go straight, we could put a signal before the auto block. There's a chance that that could work. But now that these trains are relatively well spaced, we'll be alright. Now this train is a non-stop one, I think. It just went straight through Motherwell. If we look at the details, it's Whifflet to Glasgow Central, and it's an intercity, so it's completely stonking its way down the track there. And we've got to get from here to there. Now, where's this train going? This train is going to the coach yard, I believe, which means we can get our intercity train straight onto platform 5 there. Fantastic. Okay, so then in the contracts, we've got another one that wants to do exactly the same. And I think there's a gap in the network, in the timetable to do it now. So we will. Here we go. Fantastic. Our other train's in the auto block there. Now we are going to be following a commuter train down the line, but the top speed of our track is actually lower than the top speed of our commuter trains, sadly. But one good piece of news is that whilst we was waiting for these trains and these contracts to come through, we did accumulate a bit of money. So how much money are we going to get here? 6.5 grand. That's not too bad. Now where's this train want to go now? Ends in coach yard. Okay, fair enough. Didn't know that it was going to end in a coach yard. That might mean we've got a couple saved up in there. We're going to have to look at some one-off intercities that come from Glasgow Central. There we go. What? We've got a bit of a problem there. There we go, it's okay now. So we've got a couple actually. We could do with one-off a couple of one-off commuters that come from this coach yard. I don't know if we can actually put one of those contracts in ourselves. So if we decline the top one... Oh, we don't even need to decline. Create new contract. Okay. Select origin. This coach house. Oh, okay. From here. Select destination. Bridgeton. Commuter. Now, is this going to create a reoccurring contract? Or a one-off? It's going to create a reoccurring. I don't want that. Type. Commuter. Yeah. Okay, we'll cancel that. Right, how are things going? Our intercity train is ploughing along. It's not really getting in the way of the other train behind it. There we go. Now this train here, this commuter train, wants to go back to Newton. So we're going to have a fight on our hands for this junction. And it... Well, are we though? We have got a lot of trains moving through this block all at the same time. We've got the Glasgow to Newton train leaving platform 6, going across here and into the auto block. And then shortly, well, in fact, straight after that, we've got our intercity, which I just cleared into platform 5. And we've got a train coming to platform 3 at Glasgow Central. And that will probably go off through that block there as well. We've got a Motherwell train in the way of one of our commuter trains for some reason, I think. It looks like we're okay on that front. And then this one's going to have to go to the coach house. Oh, we're going to end up with too many trains sat around at the coach house, aren't we? I don't think we've got anything due to leave the coach house anytime soon. That train got a big delay. So let's just approve that to go in there. Okay, how are the contracts looking? Let's have a look. Have we got anything that wants to leave from Glasgow Central? Any one-off intercities? No. But we have got one that comes from Whifflet, comes all the way down here and through Glasgow Central all the way to Queen Street, and then from Queen Street all the way back again into Bridgeton, which could be a fun one to do. So we're just going to have to wing that one. Just have to wing it. We've got a bit of a gap in the timetable coming up at Whifflet, so I think we've got a good opportunity to do that. Got a stacked order there we don't need. Commuter train's about to come out of there. Okay. Yeah, we'll try and do that one. It's going to be interesting. And we can come into Platform 2 at Bridgeton. Platform 2 is very rarely used. In fact, it's mostly just used from trains from Glasgow Central. But ideally we could do with a one-off intercity contract from Glasgow Central. So not that, and not that. Certainly not. Okay. So let's see which one of these two intercities should we do. We've got a 38,000 and a 35,000. 38 expects us to go a little bit quicker. It's passing both of those, so it only really wants to go to Queen Street and back out again, which is fine by me. So I think we've got a big enough gap between trains now. Yep, here we go then. Platform 2. Off we go. Intercity train coming for Queen Street. This is our first Queen Street train. Now we need to be able to turn this train around ideally, otherwise it's going to go slowly backwards. And we can't do that at Queen Street. There is no turny-roundy mechanism. We'll just make it go backwards. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to make it go backwards. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, we've got a commuter train that goes from now this one's interesting. It goes from Whifflet all the way through this down to Ashfield and then back again. Now that would be nice if it was an intercity one. So we're going to keep an eye on our intercity train that is coming through. I've just cleared it for Newton. We're going to then clear it for platform 5 at Glasgow. I'm not going to do anything just yet in case we have a train that needs to... Actually, there are no trains, are there? There's no trains coming this way. I can do it. There we go. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. And then that's it. Then we'll turn the train... We'll just reverse the train all the way back down the line. I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't know how fast it will go backwards. Forwards, it's going 40 kilometers per hour. Out of a possible 200. We definitely need to start upgrading these lines. I tell you what, we'll do that next time. That's what our main challenge will be. Upgrading the lines and seeing if there's any advantages we can take of those upgraded lines to do better contracts. There we go. So this bit should be relatively straightforward. Through Glasgow, through these auto blocks, Queen Street, where it's going to stop for a certain amount of time. A minute, apparently. It doesn't matter which platform it goes to. Now, we are going very, very slow for this contract. So, it's a maximum of 38 grand. I'd be surprised if we got, like, 7. There we go. So, we actually got a negative on that for a delay. It took us so long to get there. Oops. Never mind. Hopefully we don't have a train needing to come out of Glasgow's coach yard anytime soon. Just waiting for this intercity to come back through Glasgow Central. Now it is going to Bridgeton. Yep, doesn't look like anything's going to get in its way right away. Let's approve it to go here. Don't know if it's going to get in the way of this commuter train. I think, yeah, it is going to get in the way of the commuter train. Oh, all the commuter trains have come to a halt. It's fine. It won't take long. It'll be out the way quite soon. There we go. I wonder how much... Right, so there's another delay. 13,800. And I don't know how much the other delay was, but if we assume it was roughly the same, that's 8 grand less from 13,000. We made 5 grand. It was terrible. It just goes to show how poor our network is in terms of speeds. And speed is what we'll address next time. We're going to do the upgrades necessary to make this go a lot faster. Remember, leave all your thoughts, ideas and questions down in the comment section. Again, like I said earlier, I do read them all and reply to as many as possible. And I will see you all soon. For more information about me, my schedule, my live streams and all that sort of good stuff, masterhellish.net's the place to be. And I will see you soon. Goodbye.